This video, we're going to look at the maintenance craft role and look at list of open work orders and perform execution of a specific work order. So I'm going to tap on my list of open work orders and bring that up on my screen. As you'll see, there's my full list of work orders. I have sort criteria and filter rules over here that I can use to sort these work orders based on specific parameters. So I have sorted this based on work order number and work center. So I see my list here. I can also filter data based on specific values. Let's see, I already have a saved filter, which shows me work orders that are in created status only. I can hit apply, so this automatically filters based on specific criteria. I can add as many filter criteria here to list specific work orders as per my requirements. So I'm going to select the specific work order here in this case, which lists a leak of an inlet valve. So I can see all of the details on this work order. I also have access to the notification right on the work order. So I'm going to tap on the notification to view some of the information that was captured in this notification. So here it looks like there is an image that was taken of the equipment. So I have access to that through the notification. So if I'm ready to start working on this work order, I'm going to start with my operations. There's 4 operations. And the first step is to, as I perform my job, is to capture time or perform a time confirmation. I have 2 ways to do a time confirmation. One is the automated way through a timer. So I can start the timer, and you'll see at the top of my screen, the timer is active, and it ticks based on my start time, as well as it's going to capture how much time I spend on this operation based on the end time automatically. As I'm doing this, I can look at some of the other fields on this or tabs on this work order. I have 2 custom tabs that I have built out on here, and these are integrated through the Race Dynamic Forms. So these are specific digital forms that have been integrated on this work order. So the first one is a starter checklist. So this is a checklist over here. This could be a PRT or a PDF document that has been digitized and then stored on this work order. And this work order mandates that this checklist needs to be completed. I also have a repair sheet here that I also need to complete. And these are custom forms based on the Race Dynamic Forms engine that can take any PDF, paper, Excel, Word document and convert it into digital form and link those forms to objects such as work orders and notifications. So it integrates paper processes that are part of your plant maintenance process directly into the work order. On this, I also have access to historical information. So I have 8 historical work orders, and I have full details on all these 8 work orders. So I can see what date this work order was completed on, what operations or tasks were performed, what parts were replaced, and what data points were captured on this work order. Right? And I can also see any attachments or images that were added on this work order by my planner. So in this case, it looks like I have 1 image on here, which shows my geolocation, which I don't need access to right now. So as I finish my task, I can drop down my clock. I can tap on the clock to drop down. And I can either pause the job, which means I'm going to take a break, or I'm going to click on End Job. So as I click on End Job, it brings me back to my operation screen, and it automatically captures my start time, my finish time. So I'm going to go in and say Final Confirmation. I can enter in long text here for my operation confirmation, and I hit Save. So this posts a time confirmation into SAP. And the status on this specific operation changes from released to confirmed, which is a CNF that you see. So I'm going to go into my second operation, and in this case, I'm going to do a manual confirmation. So in case you don't want to use the timer, or you want your users to manually input the time they spend, you can do that. So here I'm going to say this was a 3-hour long job. And if I need to put in the start time and the end time, I can do that. So I have the optional feature to put in the start and the end time. And if you want to use the start and finish time, you can use that, and the actual work calculates based on the difference of this finish time to the start time. I'm going to mark this as final confirmation. Say, and if I have a reason for variance, if this took longer than planned, I can mark my reason codes for variance. But if not, I can go in and save this operation and post my time confirmation. So two different ways of doing the time confirmation. Um, the mWorkOrder solution also has the ability to do time confirmations in behalf of a crew. So here you'll see a crew feature. So when I tap on the crew, it shows me uh, all the employees that are part of my crew. So I'm going to select Jim as my crew member here. And what I'm going to do right now is book time on behalf of myself as well as Jim. So I'm going to put in 1 hour of work. I'm going to mark this as final confirmation and save this operation. Um, so what this did was actually created two confirmation documents. So I'm going to tap on this history and see, both confirmation documents, one for Jim and the other one for myself, right? So you'll see the personal number is calculated, is captured, and included part of the confirmation. I can also see my parts list here that are needed for the job. I have visibility into status of whether this was issued, kitted out, and I used. If I need to request parts on the fly, I can search for parts and add parts and request parts right from my tablet. Um, Once I've completed all of my tasks, the next step is to go in and update my notification if I need to capture fault codes or damage codes into my notification record. So I'm going to tap on the update feature. I'm going to search for the object codes. Since this has the object codes and the cost codes already determined, I'm going to add my activities onto this work order. So I'm going to select the first task, and I'm going to mark what activities were done on this work order. Right. So if I don't want to update the activity, I can go in and slide right to delete. So all the native iOS features are built into the application. So once I've keyed in all my data, I'm ready to either submit this work order to my supervisor for review or close out the work order depending on your process. So in this case, I'm going to go change this status to practically complete. So that way this is now pushed to my supervisor's queue for review before he can close it out. So in order to close it out, the supervisor would just go into the same work order and he'll tap the complete button based on a review. I even have the ability to capture digital signature on that screen, do a timestamp capture, and then say complete. And then this closes out the work order and updates the notification appropriately, right? So now all of my work is complete. As a supervisor, I can go back to my notification and mark the notification as complete as well. So I'm going to sign off on this notification, hit complete, and close out the notification. So this covers the end-to-end processing of a work order, closing out the work order, and closing out the notification. Thank you.